people of Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọmọlúwàbí. An interesting phase of Nigeria's democratic experience began last week when the country rose in unison to protest the sudden and huge increase in the price of petrol. Organized labor, civil society organizations, traders, students, housewives, and the masses of Nigerian people trooped to the street to protest this policy of government capable of stifling the economic life and strangulate their businesses. Is within their democratic rights, which are fully backed by the Constitution. As a government, we identified with the people and supported them fully. Our election mandate is to guarantee freedom for all and life more abundant, thus eliminating pains and promoting their happiness to the highest level. This is the sacred duty of any elected government to his people. While the protest lasted, I must thank the good people of Osun for the maturity displayed, for their peaceful disposition, and for the democratic expression of their will through civilized means. It is now being confirmed beyond doubt that the people of the state of Osun have no equal in civilized democratic behavior. I must not fail to commiserate with the family of the lone casualty of the ugly incident at Jaleyemi area of Osogbo, and express my deepest sympathy to those run over at Olaiya Junction by the vehicle of the immediate past governor in the state, Brigadier Olagunsoye Oyinola retired. I understand that the two incidents were not unconnected, since the hoodlums that had gone to meet the former governor were alleged to have attacked people with machetes. The police authorities have been charged to apprehend the culprits and bring them to justice. Lagos witnessed the largest turnout of protesters in what has now become the hallmark of the people's power. The protesters were organized, peaceful, and made a resounding statement of democracy with their presence on the streets. The tumultuous crowd at the Gani Fawemi Freedom Square was an unsurpassable exhibition of democratic expression as they sang, danced, cried, and articulated their position on the contentious policy of government. It is unfortunate, however, that a young man was killed by an overzealous and murderous police officer in faraway Ogba. There were no reports that he was armed or constituted a risk to the public peace, other than he was among millions of disenchanted citizens protesting against an unpopular government policy. We are comforted that the officer involved is being made accountable for his action, and we hope that the matter will be followed to a logical conclusion. Strangely, there was an ugly twist of events on Monday, as the federal government deployed troops to the streets of Lagos, apparently to stem further protests by the people and stifle their democratic voice. This is as dangerous as it is alarming. What the federal government must know is that democracy is a system of government in which sovereignty resides absolutely with the people. Its most popular definition is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In a democracy, sovereignty, which is the supreme authority of the state, belongs to the people. In classical time, it resided with the emperor, And in medieval time, it was with the nobility and royalty. In our pre-colonial era, the monarchy was the repository of sovereignty. However, in democracy, the people are supreme. This point must never be lost on any elected political leader who must constantly be reminded that he or she is holding office in trust for the people. We must shun the perverse notion that all there is to democracy is periodic election, whichever way it comes by. Yes, a free and fair election is a necessary but not a sufficient condition for democracy. It is the first condition, and thus only the beginning of democracy. After election, the policy choices and programs must reflect the will of the people. As political leaders, we do not have any authority over and above the people. If the people feel they are not heard enough, it is their inalienable right to speak through other legitimate means, like peaceful protests, and the government must listen to them. Any government that tries to muzzle the people stands the grave risk of provoking them to speak by other means that may undermine democracy, which must seriously be avoided by all means. Deployment of soldiers to quell legitimate and peaceful protests is therefore clearly undemocratic and a dangerous policy of militarization of society with grave consequences. The military, by training, orientation, and temperament, are not suited to maintaining law and order in a civil environment. It is usually done, if it must be done at all, as an extreme measure in a vanquished and occupied territory after a war in order to forcibly pacify the subjugated people. This is never directed at citizens in the homeland, particularly in a democracy. Soldiers are for the defense